You're looking at Hangzhou East Railway Station. It is massive in size, and this is in addition to two other railway stations that have already been built. The original one that is downtown, and then another high-speed one in another part of the city. But when you see this thing that isn't even close to being filled to capacity, and the other two railway stations they have, and then the multiple railway stations in many other cities, including the second and third tier cities having more than one railway station, you tend to wonder if the Chinese have overbuilt, because even though people are migrating to the cities from the countryside, there wouldn't be enough people that wouldn't have cars and other means such as long distance buses to get to where they want to go, and to fill all the capacity of these gates. It's just unfathomable that they could actually do that. So they've overbuilt, and so what they're going to have when it comes right down to it, they're going to have a lot of empty retail space. They're going to have a lot of infrastructure that is just left to rot, or infrastructure that they can't possibly use. And that's what I see as being the future for China 10, 20 years plus down the road. You know, the contractors that have built these big railway stations and these big road projects and airports, they've gotten incredibly wealthy off these contracts, these government contracts, and the local officials have also pocketed a lot of money under the table, so to speak, and that's been coming out a lot in the past several years with graphs, especially with the Xi Jinping regime. And so that's kind of what's pulling China's economy ahead, is having all of this infrastructure building and all of this fraud that has gone unabated up until Xi Jinping took over. And so not only is the U.S. economy fake in many ways, but so is the Chinese economy. I mean, yeah, they are building things, they are making things, they are producing things in other countries, but they also have a lot of red tape and a lot of bogus receipts and things like that that have come out in the news, and you'll see guys getting nabbed for pocketing, you know, in the millions of yuan, even small officials in cities and small contractors, all of them with fraudulent payments and loans. And that's the way it is in China. That's the culture, and I don't think personally that they're ever going to be able to really break that habit. I think that it's just ingrained in the culture and ingrained in the economy. A lot of my friends that own small businesses have seen significant drop-offs in their retail business because of the fact that Xi Jinping has been cracking down a lot of corruption and not allowing government officials to drive around in luxury cars, buy expensive bottles of wine from these retailers, buy expensive cigarettes, buy luxury first-class airline tickets and high-end hotels. They're now forbidden to go to 5- and 4-star hotels. So that has hurt the luxury hotel market, which a lot of foreign companies have already invested in, and it's helped the 3 stars. So a lot of 4- and 5-star hotels in the past couple of years now, past 2 years, have downgraded on purpose so that they can get that government business. They can get those contracts for conferences and things like that and trade shows that they can no longer get because of anti-corruption. And likewise, my friends that own wine and cigarette shops have seen their business drop off tremendously because they're not able to go out and flaunt it. They're not able to go out and buy multi-thousand yuan bottles of liquor and give it as gifts, because that is a no-no in the Xi Jinping regime. Of course, there's other ways around that, and I'll talk about that more in my later videos, but that's part of the big change that I've seen in the past 12 to 18 months. And of course, it's not just the actual tracks and the trains themselves, the infrastructure that you see every day when you're riding the rails, but it's also the office buildings. You know, these things that are adjacent or in the same city as the railway projects are often, way over budget and grandiose in scale when they don't really need to be. And that's one way where they can hide money and they can, negotiate bribes and things like that, is by building these monstrosities, these office and infrastructure for the transportation infrastructure that is not needed. And that's how you launder money, and that's how you do things off the book, so to speak, is by having those administrative services be unbelievably expensive.